Hello, how's your day been? Pretty exhausting, but otherwise good. In general, I mean, like half of it was exhausting and the other half I was just taking a break. We had a moving company take some of our stuff, like our larger furniture and some smaller, like clothes and stuff. That was like just a hassle to move ourselves. And they delivered it yesterday evening, so... Max Waldo had told me to know player's intentions. It's where he clicks, not really how fast he clicks. Not sure. Not sure if I agree that that's the only notion that matters. Like, I mean, sure, where he clicks matters, but how fast he clicks also matters. I mean, obviously, if you're only looking at their intent, and you could technically look at someone's intent even if he's clicking really slowly, right? But I don't know what that means. Like, isn't that a really obvious statement? Like, yeah, you should look where he's clicking. If he's trying to run away, then he's probably clicking behind this character, and if he's trying to go in, he's trying to click on the guy that he's trying to go in at, towards the guy, right? Like, I think it seems like such a common sense statement that it's hard for me to even like comment. Like, I can't even take it seriously, basically. Like, not to say that what he's saying is wrong. It's just like no shit, you know. What I'm saying is that the game isn't mechanically intensive. That's bullshit. The game is as mechanically intensive as your opponent makes it. Trust me, when you play against the best players in the world, you'll change your mind. Yeah, maybe if you're playing against shitters in gold and silver, it's not mechanically intensive. But I can tell you from experience, there's some players that really make you truly press all your inputs very accurately and very quickly. Otherwise, you eat shit and lose. In other words, it's mechanically intensive because, again, one wants to win, right? It's as hard as your opponent makes it be. I play highest elo in fighting games. Okay. Both can be difficult. Sure, fighting games have maybe more reaction time necessity, but reaction time is not the only thing that defines mechanics. Decision making, like split-second decision making, is absolutely a part of mechanics. And whilst fighting games have more difficulty index than that, that doesn't make League easy at a high level. That's just stupid. Who was my fiercest opponent? Bin, I think. I think Bin was the hardest. I think both can be really difficult. Is auto-spacing correctly the most intensive mechanic? I think it really depends on your definition of what you consider to be mechanics, because for me, mechanics is also decision-making within the laning phase when you're actively laning against someone that is constantly pressing for an advantage on you. That requires mechanics too, right? So, like, I think that's much harder than auto-spacing. I think a lot of auto-spacing is actually decision-making, is knowing when you should be turning and when you get a feel for when your opponent is looking, you know? Looking to run away. Like, that's a feeling thing as much as it is a reaction thing. Because as much as you can say people react to the character turning around, the guy could still turn around and instantly move his mouse back to click on you again, right? So it's like, that's the thing about auto-spacing, is like that it's more complicated, and that's why I can, like, yeah, you can say it's really difficult, but at the same time, it's like a lot of it is just predicting what your opponent's thinking, basically. Let me share it with you guys. Here you go. So the reason why this was so suspicious to me is if you look at the way his mouse moves, a big thing that you can notice when you watch someone scripting is the way that his mouse moves from here. Like, basically, is like it's one short. It's the amount of distance the mouse travels across the screen with the amount of precision. So if you look at the way he's kiting, right? If there's not a lot of dead clicks following his mouse, if you look at his mouse, like, obviously I'd have to slow it down so we can actually see it properly. So let me just do that. I know it's a pretty low quality clip, but if you look at this mouse, right? I'm just gonna mute it because it's annoying to listen to. But if you look at his mouse, right, it's actually hard to tell. Even on 0.25, he's really fast at moving the mouse back and forth, right? Like here, I lost track of one of his clicks. So if I'm looking at his mouse, it's here, and now he's going back. He clicks, and then he's back. He's already back here. I didn't even see. I can't even tell. He moves it back so quickly here after inputting the auto attack command onto the Nasus. Instantly back, right? And then starts clicking again. Click, 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 click. Auto attack moves, like he's attack moving as he's kiting. He's attack moving. Here he Qs, like, dude, hello? When does he input Q? Oh my god, like, look at this guy. He's so fucking cracked. Look at this shit. His mouse is here. His mouse disappears, Qs, and it's back here. This is 0.20 seconds, by the way. This is at 0.25 seconds. In 0.2 seconds, this guy was inputting movement commands here, whilst throwing a spell here, whilst inputting auto attack commands, all at the same time. Like, I'm telling you right now that I'm not bad at, I don't think I'm bad mechanically, but this shit, like the guy that mentioned I play high level fighting games, right? Like, you can't tell me if you watch this guy play that you think he has bad mechanics, or that this game is not like mechanically intensive, like, because the opponents seem to react to what he's doing, right? And the more inputs he puts, the higher the demand is for you to input accurately. It's as simple as that, right? And like, it's not even so much as like he's like the way he plays the game. Like, for example, spell shielding a certain ultimate, or you know, doing a certain amount of damage, or the fact that he's orb walking. It's the fact that his mouse, like, even in this amount of speed, you have a hard time tracking his fucking mouse, which is crazy because he's accurately clicking almost every single input. So if you rewatch this entire sequence and you just, this is 0.25. Now I'm going to just run it normal speed, full speed, right? And you tell me you can follow this guy's clicks, because I actually have a hard time. Yeah, it would help if it was like a higher quality video, but like following this guy's clicks is fucking hard. This guy's insanely fast and insanely accurate. And then here, in case you're wondering what this pop-up is so the Tencent, like, so obviously the Chinese client is different from our client, and the Tencent client, so the Chinese client banned him for scripting. Chinese client went, ain't no way this guy's human. Which is crazy if you think about it. Pretty fucking impressive. Internet issue? That's what it... Oh, okay, maybe that's what it says. But the reason why that is the case is because he got disconnected because of like cheating software. He got disconnected intentionally because... At least that's what Twitter post says. Again, they could be wrong. But that's what it says. Is that he got intentionally disconnected, and even though they ended almost immediately after, he got penalized for being AFK. Which wouldn't happen if you actually DC'd. The error is disconnected, but it's the usual script message. But anyway, basically, he got disconnected intentionally because he was suspected of scripting. Which, if you watch the clip at like very slow speed, makes sense. By the way, like I said, like I'm not gonna big myself up too much because like I don't think I'm insane or anything mechanically. But like I've had times where I click. I think I can keep up with. Not even I think I've kept up with some of the best players in the world, and I could watch their POVs and follow their clicks pretty no problem. But this guy. What the fuck? He's a bit too good. And because, generally speaking, Asian top laners are, in my opinion, better at this, especially because on their server, they have lower ping, so people that practice on their server, like casual players that play, are also better because it's much more responsive to game. You can react to what's happening on your screen with minimal delay, whereas a lot of times, if you have like a 50 ping, for example, I can't exactly react to what I see on my screen. I have to somewhat anticipate it. Obviously, it's still lenient enough that you can react to it. Don't misunderstand me. It's just having to react to it at the same time as, you know, computing other things in League makes it difficult to do that always. But it's not just low ping all year. It's not just that. It's obviously also because it's something that's more valued, you know, within their ecosystem. Having really strong mechanics individually is something that gets praised and is in general sought after. In the West, a lot of players are much more cerebral when it comes to playing the map, and in my opinion at least. I wanted the Q there to get the first strike and the CS, but I didn't get the CS. Ended up giving her a really good trade. Could have even maybe skilled E actually and just eat into her when she E'd. I should have cancelled Mouth there and Q'd. But you know, like for example in tryouts, if someone's really good mechanically, but generally speaking isn't the brightest in terms of map movements or whatever, that's something that's pretty frowned upon. That isn't the case in Asia, in Asian culture. When it comes to esports, at least. If you're not smart, it's okay. Someone can teach you to be smart. As long as you're fast enough, like that's what's really valued. You know, look at, for example, Chovy. Great example of someone that has evolved his macro over the years. Chains build revolutions. I'll trade flashes the other way so we can trade 1-for-1. And then with all flushes down and the wave coming towards me, that's good. He should stop taking minion aggro. It's messing with my wave in a bad way. Damn, he actually took so much minion aggro because he kept walking into this guy that he unfroze my wave. That's crazy. That sucks for me. He unfroze the wave for Vex. It was actually pushing towards me, but he kept standing there for about 5 seconds, taking all that minion aggro. Meanwhile, my minions were hitting his minions, so I actually ended up losing a cannon and additional laning privileges because now I have this huge wave coming into her, and the wave state is much worse for me than for her. I'll punish her for this kiting though. I took her entire health bar here, so if we can get the timing from Kindred, we can tower dive. If not, that's fine. I'm not gonna do anything crazy, there's no need to. Just let the wave bounce. I took so much health off of her that in general I'm in a really winning position. It's obviously a bit dangerous if Kha'Zix was trapping me there, ready for that trade, but I would say that it wasn't a regular enough timing that it wasn't really that lucrative for him to look. In general, I can just hold the fort here until I have TP back. Unless she let that wave bounce, in which case I can just wait until I get a timing from jungle or something to push out. Both of us have no flash still for... I have flash advantage on her, actually, because I play Cosmic Insight, so... if she keeps freezing, there's actually a window for me to punish her by flashing on top of her and just bursting her with Kindred. That exists as well. I'm just going to take a recall here. If it's possible just to recall here, I would. Even if she sees me recalling, I don't really mind, because it's thingy timing. It's a cannon timing. The cannon wave takes the longest to push. And additionally, with taking the longest to push, it's also the... I think you're dead. Rip. It takes the longest to push, it also takes the longest to die underneath the tower, right? So it's the best timing to recall for most champions. So in this case, for example, it's very good for me to recall, because I only lost 2 melee creeps to this recall. And the plate, but that's not a huge deal in a melee versus range matchup like this. I'm hesitating because I want to TP behind him if he goes for the plate here. Yep. I think I can kill him pretty reliably here if he messes up. I think that's all she wrote for me.
Time for the
Got our flash ult and made all 3 people turn cancel the recalls and turn around. Not too bad. Not happy about it. Would have liked to have gotten the wave if I could, but honestly, it's pretty good, I think, for tempo for the game. Like, all things considered, I think that was pretty good. But in general, he has really good tempo now, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, we didn't flash that, so... It appears like we'll get a double kill, though, which is nice. Unless Pantheon kills one of us. Which, he does kill one, but as long as he doesn't kill 2, I'm still pretty satisfied with this outcome. I'm gonna run through Herald here and just take over top. Vladimir is basing anyway, so I think it just makes sense to use my tempo to punish the Pantheon for roaming. Vex is gonna be stuck laning mid, and this wave, there's no one to play on anyway, so I can use this big wave top lane to try and get some plates. Meanwhile, Pantheon is recalling and running top, or if Vex is looking to... Well, if it's Swine top, that's fine too. Really good ultimate for me. I can handle their duo top lane right now, actually, so that's also not bad. I actually shit on them 1v2, but Kha'Zix is in the vicinity. Alright, nice. I'll take the free kill. I had to burn flash because I fucked up my combo, actually. I'll still take the kill. I got the first strike. Like, I did a lot of damage the first strike, so lots of money. My jungler is dead again, but that's like, I don't know what's happened there, honestly, how he died again. Because he should have known that he was there. I mean, he knew for a fact he was there. He saw him clear my ward, right? The Kha'Zix, when he crossed through the area. So, yeah, a bit of a blunder, but that's life. Alright, nice. Kill him on the next turn here. Well, I'm laning 1v2 and I killed him 2 for 1, so I'd say that's a pretty huge win, all things considered. Thinking about just going Zhonya's this game, I do think that's the best buy. I'll grab this. No flash on this Vex, but seems like we can't kill her. Nice try. This gives us the option to play the map somewhat freely still. I have a good TP behind him here, I'll take it. I have Swine ult, so I'm down. My W cancelled. Nice. Swine ult's literally one of, if not the best ultimates on this champion. I think Malphite ult's technically better, but Swine ult's really up there. Why do I say technically better is because if you look at the win rate differences between... if you look at the difference in win rate, a writer shared this, is basically the highest difference in win rate delta in the game is Sylas Malphite. So if there's a Sylas on the enemy team versus a Malphite, then that can be Sylas jungle, Sylas top lane, or Sylas mid lane, and that is the highest win rate difference between 2 champions between any 2 given teams in League of Legends, at least at the time of that writer making that statistic, which I thought was pretty cool, which is why I say technically Malphite ult's better, because it appears that Sylas with Malphite ult seems to be a bigger problem than thingy. I went for the large rod in between. I'll probably still go Zhonya's unless I can one-shot a whole rod, whole death cap, sorry, but we'll see. I just find that buying components for Zhonya's, it feels pretty bad. He can either be running here or like in general trying to counter the dive play I'm trying to make. So instead of dicking around with that, I'd rather just take mid. I think losing our Kindred ult like that for that walk up was a bit sketchy, but maybe that's just me. Bye. Talking about a bit sketchy. Ooh. Wait, is Janna balanced? What the fuck? I'm so fast. I'll help defend here. I queued randomly, and then when I saw my Eid, so I kind of got lucky there. Honestly, I don't like buying Shadow Flame too much if I can buy Death Cap, but when I have a 1750 recall like this, like, it's hard to say no. I can make the game 4v5 right now, because if I run top right now and push in the... like 4v5 temporarily, because I can push in this wave and then someone has to go defend it, or they lose a 2 minion waves worth of farm, because they'll lose this wave and then the next wave as well. So that's why I'm saying that taking this tempo is so important. Fuck, man, really? I didn't see Pantheon? I thought she was alone. I should have QE'd. I EQ'd, and I should never do that. Right there, when I Everfrost her, you should always Q and then E. I was worried I wouldn't get the E because my Everfrost route was running out, but even if it does, having E to fight back against whoever else is ganking me would be nice. Like, stepped up a lot more. Keeping behind them here, Vladimir's flanking as well. This looks like we can kill at least these three. I'll go on Vex, that guy looks dead as fuck. Yeah, I saw her, but I want to shut down more. Trying to get her ult here. She can't escape me, I think. I have too much CDR. Nice. I'll go top and push and get my Zhonya's next. There's definitely one Zhonya's though. The armor and active are too good. Wait, really? Where's my team? Wait, didn't we all ping that we're gonna do Baron? And like play topside? I feel like my old team got trolled. I mean, it's fine, you know. A big thing in solo queue is like paying attention to what your teammates are doing is really important. And here I was like, oh, we're all spam pinging to go to Baron, so like me looking for a fight is not bad because if I buy time, I'll get a chance to get help, right? But I probably shouldn't have eaten in there. That's my bad. I was out. Went back in. Yeah, like I said, we were spam pinging to go to Baron, and no one back pinged that I could tell at least. Like, see, all in, all assistance on the way. This is all these pings, right? This is all pings, and then there's me pinging afterwards, but it's 10 seconds of silence after everyone's telling me they're rushing topside, spam pinging 6 times. To me, that's, you know, I'm expecting people to be there and be ready to help me. Obviously, if you're watching the game from a third-person point of view, you can say that it was kind of troll what I did, and I don't disagree necessarily, just... Nice, got my doubles back. I shouldn't have pressed fucking Zhonya's, honestly. I should have just kept going. I have one more Eve to try and catch him, but I think he's out. We'll see. They were on Dragon? Yes, no one backpinged me after they all spam pinged Baron. I'm not saying what they did was bad. It's just it'd be nice if they could update me, you know? We forced our Kindred to get out of the pit, but... Could be a free Baron. I probably don't need to be in there, but I have a habit of like, I don't mind dying as long as it secures Baron. The first time I went on him was probably enough though. I think I could have just dipped after that. I hid back in, like the second E was too much. I could have just backed up and ran. No, but it's the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm obviously from my perspective, I should just look at my minimap. But from my teammates' perspective, what can they do better to help me there? Which is very simple, right? Like, if you're all spamming Baron and then there's radio silence and comms when I'm actively looking to fight someone here. If no one updates the communication for me, then that's fine. It's still my responsibility not to die. Absolutely. But it would help me. And I'm someone that, like, for example, when I'm playing Kindred there and I'm hitting the fucking dragon, which, again, like, it's full PvE interaction, right? I don't see why it would hurt for, like, giving him the responsibility of communicating and, like, looking out for me on the minimap, right? But what a waste of time. Why would he ever press E on me? What? I mean, I guess he just suspected he was dead, but still a bit silly. I probably should steal that ultimate, honestly. Alright, send him home. Make the game 4v4, and meanwhile I'm cracking this guy's Nexus, so I'd say that's a pretty worthwhile investment for the team. Zonya's a bit early, tad early. Alright. Die. I just realized that guy was almost here already. Alright, not bad, we got the soul. I cracked the inhibitor and solo killed this guy, took a splash as well, so it doesn't get much better than that in terms of split pushing. Yeah, he's a worthless character when you compare him to a champ that's up 3,000 gold of where he is, sure. You have to consider I was a level up and almost he has like 1.5 items, right? He has a bunch of components. Sorry, 2.5 items. I had 3 completed with a large rod, so I don't, you know, like, obviously he's going to be pretty weak. It's also a champion that's like capable of fighting him. So there's that too. Tony's in 3 seconds. I'm done, thanks. You guys can go if you want, though. Spiritual says he's broken. Or one trick player that's particularly good at him will say he's broken. I don't mind. He's a lane bully, so if you're good at him, he can definitely feel really strong in the right hands. Don't disagree. Sazori, I think, or Sazexri, I don't know, but either way, thanks for the sub, I appreciate that. Please carry this trash jungler. I don't know, I think he played fine. He had some awkward moments in the game, but so did I, so can't really hate, you know? It's all good.